Good morning, students. Students, we are doing the chapter light. In this chapter, we studied about light, its reflection, image formed in a plane mirror, its properties. Then we discussed about laws of reflection, in which we discussed that the laws are number one, incident ray, reflected ray, and normal at the point of incidence all lies in the same plane. This was the first law. Second one, the angle of incidence and angle of reflection is always equal to each other. These are the two laws of reflection that we studied in this chapter. We also discussed about the spherical mirror, its structure, types of spherical mirrors and the terms related to it. Now today I am going to explain that the laws of reflection and spherical mirrors. That means the laws of reflection also applies in the spherical mirrors that we discussed today. The spatial properties of spherical mirrors are just an application of the laws of reflection. That means they also follow the law of reflection. At every point, the spherical mirror reflects an incident ray in such a way that the angle of reflection equals the angle of incidence. That means at any point on the surface of the spherical mirror, it reflects the incident ray in that way that the angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. Now, uh, as we know that the normal at the point of incidence in a spherical mirror is simply the radius of the sphere of which the given mirror is a part at that point. If a ray is incident in such a way that it passes through or appears to pass through the focus of a spherical mirror, it becomes parallel to its principal axis after reflection. That means if a ray which is incident to the surface of the spherical mirror, which is which passes through the focus or appears to pass through the focus, after reflection it becomes parallel to its principal axis. A ray directed towards the center of curvature of a mirror retraces its path as it is incident normally on the mirror. Now once again I am explaining these points. Students, as it is shown in the diagram, that a ray parallel to the principal axis passes through or appears to pass through the focus of the mirror after reflection. You can see in the picture that in a concave mirror, the ray which is parallel to principal axis, the incident ray which is parallel to principal axis, after reflection it passes through the focus. In concave mirror, it is shown that it is actually passes through the focus. But in convex mirror, the ray which is parallel to principal axis appears to pass through focus after reflection from the surface of the mirror. So we can say that the incident rays which are parallel to principal axis after reflection from the surface of the mirror, they pass through the focus of the mirror. Now students, in these diagrams, you can see that the ray which is directed towards the focus of a spherical mirror becomes parallel to its principal axis after reflection. That means in concave mirror, the incident ray which passes through the focus after reflection, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. And in convex mirror also, the ray which appears to pass through focus, the incident ray which appears to pass through focus after reflection, it becomes parallel to principal axis. That means students, if the incident rays are parallel to principal axis, After reflection, they passes through focus, and if the incident rays are passing through the focus after reflection, they become parallel to the principal axis. Students, in this diagram, you can say that it is shown to you that a ray which is directed towards the center of curvature of a spherical mirror, after reflection, it retraces its path. That means the incident ray from the source of light or from the object which directed towards the center of curvature of the spherical mirror, after reflection it retraces its path. So students, today we discuss about three type of incident ray. That is the first one which is parallel to principal axis and which passes through focus after reflection. The second one was the ray which is passing through focus and after reflection it becomes parallel to principal axis. And third one is the ray which is directed towards the center of curvature and after reflection it retraces its path. And we can use any two of these special rays to obtain the details of the image formed by a spherical concave and convex mirrors when the object is situated at different distance from the mirrors. One more information I want to give you: the minimum distance between an object and its real image formed by a concave mirror is 0 when object is placed at C. Now we will discuss about the image formed in a plane mirror in the next class. So that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.